Welcome to healthyayurveda.com. I'm Dr. Mike Dhaliwal, Vedic sage, and today we'll talk about the 5 great elements. But first, let's briefly talk about what Ayurveda is. Very simply, Ayurveda is the science of living a long and happy life. Bhagavad explains in Ashtanga Hridayam that Ayurveda promotes the desire to live a long and healthy life so that one may be righteous, wealthy, and full of happiness. So right from the beginning, the goal of Ayurveda is clear and transparent in the sense of living a long, happy, and fulfilling life. And fulfilling in the sense of wealth, obtaining wealth, right? According to Ayurveda, it's better to be wealthy than to be poor. One should live their dharma, they should live their life with meaning and purpose, and hopefully making a positive impact in society, as well as hopefully one day one stumbles across self-realization and or enlightenment. And to put this into context, Ayurveda is the combination of 2 words, Ayu, which means long life and health, and Veda, which means knowledge. So Ayurveda is the science or the knowledge on how to live a long and healthy life. Also, for the sake of creating reverence, it's important to realize that Ayurveda evolved from the contemplative minds of the ancient seers for the intention to heal all of humanity. So that said, let's begin our lecture on Panch Mahabhutas, which are the 5 great elements. Panch being 5, Maha being great, and Bhutas being elements. So Panch Mahabhutas are the 5 great elements, which are ether, air, fire, water, and earth. And these elements are essentially the building blocks of the universe and all that we perceive via the senses. The ancients explained further that sun, wind, rain are responsible for the ripening of fruit all throughout nature. Similarly, within us, the 5 great elements, ether, air, fire, water, and earth, the 3 doshas, vata, pitta, and kapha, as well as Agni, the digestive metabolic fire, are all required for the inner workings of our physiology of life. So in order to understand these elements better, sometimes it's better to simplify just to get the initial sense of these elements. So the elements simplified are, ether provides that spaciousness which allows for movement. Air provides that driving force for all movement within that spaciousness. Fire represents transformation. Water is lubricating, provides moisture. Water is cooling. And earth provides the structure, form, and stability. So let's take a closer look at ether, Akasha. Akasha is mystical in the sense that no matter how well or how eloquently we explain or try to describe Akasha, it's simply indescribable. The Sanskrit word Akasha has the meaning of all-enclosing, all-pervading, omnipresent, and everywhere. But from a practical perspective, we can look upon the element of space as being predominantly contained within various bodily cavities. So within the brain, the space within the brain or the ventricular space allows for the passage and movement of cerebrospinal fluid, CSF. The space within the thoracic cavity allows for the movement of air via the respiratory tract. The movement of blood, which is the cardiovascular circulation, occurs via the space within the chambers of the heart and the space or the lumen of various blood vessels. Likewise, the abdominal cavity allows for the movement of various foodstuff within the space or the lumen of the gastrointestinal tract. So essentially, space allows for movement, or space and ether allows for the potential to move, whereas air or Vayu provides the ability to move within that space. So now let's take a look at Vayu, and we know that all movement is governed by Vayu. Vayu is the principle of motion, movement, and communication. And from a practical perspective, we can see that the central nervous system is the means for sensory innervation and motor movement. The cardiovascular system, or circulation, is the means for which all movement takes place of plasma, blood, lymph, nutrients move throughout the body. The respiratory system is ventilation and movement of various gases through inspiration and expiration. And the gastrointestinal tract, again, is the movement of nutrients via digestion that's governed by Vayu. And the genitourinary system is the movement and the ultrafiltration of plasma that forms the urine. So we can appreciate that all physiological reactions occur by the driving force of Vayu. However, the actual transformation of those reactions, on the other hand, seem to occur through the element of fire. So as a way of explaining the evolution of fire, we can think of the vibrational movement of Vayu, or the back and forth vibrational movement of Vayu, introduces friction, and with friction comes heat, which essentially is fire. So fire is the principle of transformation, and it's responsible for the transformation of food into energy. Not only does fire transform food into energy, but the complexion of one's skin, the visual perception, intelligence are also the various attributes or the expressions of the fire element. And the element of fire within the mind brings about qualities of paying attention, having a sense of appreciation or recognition, ambition, and of course the competitive edge or one's competitive drive comes about through the attributes of the fire element. As we continue to progress through the elements, we can see that fire naturally cools and water forms through the process of condensation. And condensation is any reaction which two molecules combine with the formation of water. So the functions of water are: water is moisturizing, it provides moisture; water is lubricating. And knowing that the human body is 60 to 70% water, we can think of water in terms of plasma, intracellular fluids such as cytoplasm, the gastric juices, as well as the ultrafiltrated plasma into urine. And finally, last but not least of the five great elements is earth. Earth element occurs through the process of solidification, which gives structure and stability. The qualities of earth are heavy, coarse, hard, dense, gross, which manifest in the human body as sturdy structures such as bones, nails, teeth, hair, and skin. Essentially, all solid structures in the body are of the earth element, and these structures provide the support and protection of the inner organs. All right, guys, this was just a basic introduction to the five great elements. In the next videos, we'll discuss how these elements, the great elements, ether, air, fire, water, and earth, affect the three doshas, vata, pitta, and kapha, how the elements affect Agni, the digestive metabolic fire, and ultimately how the bodily tissue, dhatus, are affected by all of these elements. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and until next time, take care.